Okay, guys, I know you haven't heard my voice for a while. This dull Yorkshire tone, right? Thought I'd do a nice little video for you. I've been bored shitless watching international football. Right, Birmingham and Cardiff, Friday night football. Cardiff are playing well, Birmingham, well, just garbage at the moment. But after an international break, managers down the throats, I'm sure Birmingham I'm going to give it a good game, and that's why I've gone for a Villa trade. As you can see at the moment, I am trying to get some free green on the 0-0 just in case it ends up 0-0. And when it's matched, I'll have roughly about 100 quid on 1-1, 0-2, 2-0 and £36 risk. I should get matched before kick-off. We're about 17-18 minutes away. We'll see how we go anyway. And that's it basically. It's set up and ready. The only other market I've got open at the moment is the over 2.5 goals. What I'm doing is I've got that ready because I want to try and get some cover on when it gets cheap enough, just in case we get a load of goals. Okay, I'll catch you when the game kicks off. Until then, I'll watch some garbage. Hopefully that's going to get matched. Just forgot to mention, if I don't get matched, then I will pull that out. I have on a few occasions let this go in play, but if I don't get matched, then what I'll do is I'll just scalp a bit of this once I've watched it a bit, see how the game's going. But hopefully I should get matched. Okay, very nice. Just before kick-off, got matched, so you can see that helps me tremendously. We could try and get a bit more, but quite happy with that. So we've got 100 roughly on 1-1, 0-2, 2-0. So obviously my dangers are the 1-0s, and anything over 2.5. Freaking fun. I am now wishing I'd left it in a bit. See that nice drop? As I said earlier, sometimes I have left it in play, but it's a bit of a shitter when somebody scores really early. It's very, very rare it happens, but I have been caught out. And then obviously when you've got 100 stuck in there, if you're going to do that, you're better on the 1.5. Sometimes on this trade I do the 1.5 as well. But if you can get the 0-0, your dangers are only the 1-0s and 0-1s. If game don't get any better, then I probably will go and have a look at that, because it'll start shooting down. And I'm just waiting for the over 2.5s now to come down. It's not low enough yet, and what I'm doing is laying the unders when it gets to a mark that looks alright. I'm quite happy to leave it, let it run at the moment. Okay, there you have the 1.5s. That is going to shoot down in a bit. It's quite high, and it will be probably worth taking a risk on that. Remember, if a goal goes in, you're not out of it. Obviously it's going to go red, but I might dab in there in a minute once it gets past the 3 mark. Okay, I got in at 3. I just to show you what I mean. 3 is a crossover point, and it's going to stall for a bit, but then all of a sudden once it breaks down to 298, you'll watch it go. The idea is we want to get some free green on this under 1.5, which would cover the 1-0s. This is a case of how big your balls are, or how much you want to risk. This is false money, just trying to hold it up. That'll disappear. Should start tumbling in a minute. We're on about 8 minutes at the moment. My program's a bit delayed on TV because I forgot to put my other box back in. But it will dis in a minute. I won't bore you to death. I'll just see if I can catch it before I put this on pause again. I just don't want it to be a long-winded video. I'm sure you don't want to listen to me rabbiting all night. Come on. Probably got in a bit early, but I've nicked 4, so I could get £6 on it. I've used 100, by the way. As I say, I'm not going to get wiped out if somebody does score. I still think that's false money down there. It's just trying to hold it up a bit. It has stalled, which is unusual, but it's not a big game, is it? Friday night Championship. Okay, I'll pause it in a minute and I'll show you where I've got out. Otherwise it's going to get boring. It's a crap game, so I'm going to leave it in. Okay, it's decided to drop now, and it's probably going to drop pretty quick past where I've got my layback in there. It's just a lot of gaps tonight. I don't know where they're coming from. It's a bit unusual, but anyway, I can only show you what is as is. So if I get that matched before a goal, then I'll have a nice £30 on the under 1.5. So my only danger really then is going to be the over 2.5, where these two are playing. It's not going to happen in the month of Sundays. I haven't said that before a piece now, second half. Sometimes you get these gaps in these type of games. You see what I mean about it? Once it actually does decide to drop, I could be greedy and take that out, but for the sake of this video, normally I would probably take that out and get a bit more. I think 36 is what I'd need, so I probably would drop it back in there, because 36 is my risk on the Dutch on the scores. Okay, it's a shit game, but it's nice to be watching some real football instead of that international garbage. Right, we managed to get my matched. A bit of a ball ache, to be honest. It did take a while, and you'll probably find out it's going to shoot down once I've got matched. But it is a strange one tonight, but as I said, I can only show you what's on there. But this is probably going to tumble. It's way too high. What we got? 16 minutes gone, something like that. Anyway, so we've got ourselves covered on there. So what I'm going to be looking at now is the 2.5. Let's have a look. 1.5's not low enough for me yet. I want it to get a bit lower, and then what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of a lay in there, but I'll put 50 in, so that guarantees us some profit if it goes over. What I'm saying is I'll lay it. I'll just explain a bit better. I'll bring this over. I want to be laying this 50. I've got 50. I'll just show you 50. So obviously if it goes over 2.5 goals, I've got the 36 risk, so we'll get a small profit on it. But as you can see at the moment, is if it doesn't and we get the 2-0, it's going to take 26 quid off us, 100 quid, still a nice profit. But it's nice if you can get it even better. I mean, keep an eye on game really. It's not rocket science. It looks like a shit game, so I'm probably looking at 0-0 or 1-0 at half time to either side. I'd be quite happy if I can get 20. So 20 off me 100, we still have an £80 profit if we get the 2-0 touch. If it goes to 1-0, then obviously that's we're still covered on that, but we can scalp away on 1-0 whoever's scored, knowing we've got 1 apiece and 2-0, if that makes sense. Okay, Birmingham went and scored and spoiled my bloody plan. Never mind, that's life. So obviously I didn't get covered on the 2.5. Where's it shot up to? There you go. But what we can do now is what I call overreaction. So now they're expecting over 2.5 goals, so we can do the opposite one. I'll just set this up, then I'll get back.
Oh crap!
Oh, somebody scored again by the look of it. Just a sec. I'm just going to tell you. Right, no they haven't. Yeah, what I've done is, or what I was going to do is, we've got the 30, remember, on the under 1.5 goals. I'm not sure whether they have scored or not, because this match is delayed on my thing. Anyway, whatever. What we want to be doing now is catching this overreaction. So at 2.5 they must have scored because it's dropped way down. But remember, no, they can't have done. Losing the plot. Right, so we want to be in here. That's what we're trying to do. Oh, I did get matched. There we go. I'm just trying to catch a bit more on this, so which gives us some on either side. There we go. I'll leave that in there. That just gives us a tenner and 30 either side if it gets matched, if they don't score again. In the meantime, on the 2.5, I'm on the overreaction here. You can see how quick it's gone up. All I'm trying to do is get a bit on this side as well. Remember, I've not risked much on that, as you can see on this 1.5, because it's so low. I'm just trying to get a bit of extra. It's called being greedy, to be honest. I don't want to be too greedy on this, just in case there's another goal, because it's the underdog that's actually scored. I think 20 quid will do, mate. It shouldn't take long to get matched. That'll start shooting up as long as obviously nobody scores, just in case the button lady's about. And then as correct scores, it's obviously the 1-0. It's two or three ways of doing this. You can just leave that, because we're going to be covered if it stays 1-0 anyway with the under 1.5 goals. Or you can start scalping the 1-0, or just leave it as it is till half time, and hopefully it's 1-0 at half time, and then start getting on that. The correct score, obviously we're in a small green at the moment. Just bring it up for you. See, that's just 36 quid risk. Remember, we're on the 1-0. No, we should be. Why are we not? Okay,
crap.
Brain's in second gear today, and somebody decides to score as soon as I put recording shit on. No, they haven't. Okay, so it's 1-0 to Birmingham. I can't even find 1-0. So we're on the 1 apiece, and we're on the 2-0. I should imagine it's more likely to be 1 apiece, and I can take I think it's £3, £4, something like that. But we don't want to be doing that. So I could scalp this, but remember, we've got both these on our side, so if you're going to scalp it, just choose small stake like a tenner or something like that. Anyway, for the moment I've decided to leave it, just in case that second goal does get in. Well, when the other markets get matched, hopefully, then I might nip in there and get something on it. Okay, you can see how it started to rise nicely. I know we're going to go for 20, but I've decided I want 30. Just gives me a risk on 6 quid if it goes over 2.5 goals. I just don't want to be too greedy, but it's still not a brilliant game. There we go, you can see it in small scale there. And the 1.5, same again. I'm just trying to get a tenner on there, which will lose me 30 on the unders, and it gives me an extra tenner if there's a goal scored, which obviously then reduces my risk to 26 overall. I know it all sounds gibberish, but that's how it is. Basically, well, a lot of trading, it's trading off one market against the other, and it's surprising. I mean, how many games do you get them? You do get them where it's like 4 apiece or 3 apiece and stuff like that, but overall, in general, we're not gonna. It's just having the balls sometimes to stick this money in. But I mean, what's my risk on that? 14 quid. Come on, if we can't afford 14 quid, then we shouldn't be trading. Okay, so it's sit and wait time really now. See what happens. Okay, I'm just trying to show you really how quick things move. We're on 30 minutes now, 31. I'm not sure when goal was scored, but you see how quickly it's moved from where I was, which we're off this table. I don't think it was long ago when goal was scored, and we're shooting up here, and soon, unless some bugger scores, we'll have that 30 cover. And on the 1.5, same again. Give me a 10 on one side and 30 on the other. All very nice, unless somebody scores, of course. And I'll lose me £14 there, but we will be on the 2-0s. Slowly drifting up. This one's going to move slightly quicker than that one. We've seen the big boys play on this market a lot more. They know they can grab some easy money, or lose some easy money as well. Okay, what boy? We're on 32 minutes. What I'll do is I'll come back when that's been matched and give you time. Okay, I'm going to get matched in a minute, and we're on 32 minutes 45 seconds, so probably 33 minutes unless somebody scores, then I'm going to get matched. That gives me a nice little bit of cover on the over 2.5. So my overall risk now is £6 apart from this 14 quid, so I'm prepared to risk that just for that little bit of a tenner. You don't have to do this, I'm just being greedy. I'm just also trying to show you how markets move. This one's always going to move slower than the 2.5. That's still going to go. Depends how greedy you want to be. Just see how it's shooting up. Overreaction is one of the best trades you can do. It's better on a really early goal if you get an early goal. Say first 10 minutes, it's a no-brainer. Just get your money in there that you can afford. Now we're matched 33 minutes and 36 seconds probably. I won't be taking much notice then. So I've got my free £30. So my risk on the old trade at the moment is 6 plus that 14, and hopefully that's going to get matched, so it will drop down to 6. I hope you get where I'm coming from, guys. I haven't done a video for a while, so it's tough for me to get it over, but I need to do some more of these for you. Not as confusing. This can be a confusing trade. I mean, you can leave the villa and let it run, but that's if you don't like scalping. But if you're trading, you need to be scalping at some time. That's where you make your money. It's also where you lose it if you're going to lose some. Okay, it's not going to take much longer, but you don't want to be in my boring voice anymore. Okay, in the meantime, back at the correct score market, let's see how much has that dropped. I think we were at 6.8 when I started waffling on. Waffle. So we could scalp a bit of that, but I'll take the risk that I don't want to, because I want to try and collect on one of these two, or depending on what time or if there's another goal, then it's deciding when you're going to green this up, because obviously if it goes one apiece 2-0, another goal, and we're going to lose the 36, but we're covered on most of it. So I'm just for the sake of this video, I probably would normally scalp that with 10s, 20s, something like that. I'd just be in and out. I'd be putting a tenner up here, never go on what's in the market, go above it, because it tends to, alright, if you miss it, never mind, move on to the next one. And at the moment I can take a £10 green. I mean, I could trade out now, let me see. I can take a £10 green on the scores. I can take an £11 green on the 1.5, and on the 2.5 I can take a £14 green. So you've got a nice little profit there, and it's not even half time if you wanted to. And I wouldn't advise against it. It's all free money if you're quite happy with that sort of profit. So we're looking at what, 10, 20, 30, about 40 quid. Very nice. It's not bad. What you've got to do is weigh up your options of when to green up. That's what a lot of traders make a mistake. They don't know when to green up, don't know when to get out, and overtrade basically. Okay, let it run, see what happens. Swansea away tomorrow. Come on, you mighty terriers! No, can't get a bloody ticket again, never mind. Man United week after, and Liverpool. Oops. Well, let's not talking about that. I think that might be a bit of a drubbing. Right, it's half time. Thoughts? Shit game, but I think second half I think we're going to get some goals. So if I was advising myself now, I would probably green up. So let's see what we can get. We can get £11.67 on the scores, and we can get £12 and 10p. Roughly 24, and we can get 14 on the 1.5, 24, 34, just short of 40 quid, something like that. I'm no great mathematician. So my advice really would be to green up, but because I'm doing a Villa video, I probably won't. But if you can get that sort of money at half time, remember you've basically doubled what you were risking as original risk of 36. So you're going to get that. So you've doubled your dosh. So if, say you were playing with 100 quid risk, you've just won yourself 100 quid. So yes, I would take it because I actually fancy some goals in the second half. If it does, I'm not going to win as much, so I'll probably green up. But that's just an opinion. You might be watching the match and thinking, oh, it's shit, there's going to be no more goals. But I think there is. But second video, I will carry on second half. I'm not going to bother scalping 1-0 because I think there was going to be another goal, and that's when I'm going to have to start moving about if I want to make a profit, or just let it run. You see, if I let it run, I'm going to lose 36 if it goes, say, 2-1. I'm not going to get out of my 1.5, so I'm £36 down. So my only profit then I'm going to get, whoops, is this one, which is 30 quid. So I will be scratch. So yeah, take the money and run would be my advice on that. But I'm going to play this second half out and see what I can grab out of it. So in theory, take what you've got now. You're still sitting alright on a Neville, and if you think the match is going to stay as it is, or 1 apiece, or 2-0 to Birmingham, then obviously we're going to get a bit more profit out of it. We'll see how we go. It's getting really long-winded, is this video.